walk around or something?
There's not on the PlayStation one, but I've used the HTC Vive. A friend of mine won it in a hacking competition.
Oh, whoa.
Which was pretty cool, and just gotta have a HTC Vive now. But there was kind of like a Google Maps where you could go to different locations in the world where they had set up VR cameras, and yeah, you could go to the top of a mountain, and you hear the wind blowing and things like that, and you could kind of warp to different areas of that mountain. But it's a VR camera. Yeah. So my friend is like, sometimes I'll just make a peanut butter sandwich, get a bag of chips, put on the headset, go to the mountain, and just eat my chips and my sandwich just sitting on top of a mountain that day.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah.
I want one so bad now.
And then there's also like the, like you can watch Hulu in a movie theater, or on a beach, or in a fancy loft apartment, or...
Yeah. Yeah, that was always weird. I guess, like, yeah, how would you just make 2D things and put them in a 3D world? Yeah, you have to build the movie theater to watch it in. Why not?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, man. Like, when I first started kind of researching this stuff, like, my mind just kind of exploded on, like, all of the possibilities that could potentially be, and, like, all these, like, game ideas that, again, I'm not a game developer. Yeah. I'm like, oh, it'd be so awesome if this game... one of the videos the first video you showed me on the PlayStation, what was it called?
Alumet.
Yeah. It starts off where you're looking at these windows that just kind of pop up, sort of like in a cityscape sort of thing, but they're all kind of very much in the same plane as each other. And it kind of reminded me of, like, Harry Potter, where he goes to, like, the Ministry of Magic and he's got all of the wizards, kind of like, how awesome would it be if, like, that game, like, you were there, all these people, like, looking at you, or, like, flying around and playing Quidditch that way, like...
Or having those two controllers and one of them is a wand that you're controlling.
Like,
oh my gosh.
Think of how awesome that would be. Apparently there's one already... a VR game that you are controlling the Starship Enterprise from Star Trek.
That comes out this month, I think.
Oh, it's not out yet?
No, but
man.
Yeah, it's a so, sorry, this one's really cool.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own headset in their own individual, you're playing online with all these people.
Oh, so it's multiplayer.
It's multiplayer, yeah.
Whoa.
And so each of you has a different task in the Star Trek, on the bridge.
Right.
And then you're communicating with each other using the microphone on the camera. So you're communicating and giving each other commands to, like, avoid obstacles or take defense on ships firing on you, things like that. So it's like a cooperative, everyone's on this bridge all controlling their own consoles and things like that together. Yeah. It's so fascinating.
Right? And that's just the beginning. Like, think of what people are going to think about in 10 years from now using VR and...
That's where it gets exciting.
Even, like, augmented reality, like, that just even is even more... Like, I don't even quite understand augmented reality at the moment, but once, like, people actually have, like, practical uses for it, I'm sure, like, people will be like, oh, yeah, that's... Why did we not live without it before?
Yep. I love that the Google Cardboard thing is taking off, and that, like, the Samsung Gear VR, like, comes free with your phone and stuff like that nowadays, because we're going to be very soon in a world where, like, you have a VR camera and you set it up in your apartment, and then mom and dad from across the country can be with you experiencing your birthday.
Right.
Or... It's
like, you think Skype's good.
Yeah. They put one of these on the Mars Curiosity rover, and suddenly you're looking at a real-time view of Mars. Like,
man.
That's the kind of stuff I'm really excited for.
Yeah. You can, literally experience anything.
Yep.
Someone just needs to take the camera and upload all the footage. Again, when technology catches up and the internet catches up, like, you could live stream this stuff.
That's the stuff, like, the internal, like, the bandwidth of all the internet you're getting, the 200 gigabyte caps that Comcast has on you right now, like, that's going to be a couple days of streaming.
Exactly.
LTE, if you're, like, watching these YouTube videos on your phone, like...
It's going to be gone.
Yep.
So it's kind of... Internet's probably just the bottleneck at this point. Like, there are probably computer scientists who are like, yeah, we got what you want. you just can't handle it because consumer level stuff hasn't arrived to the point where we can make it. And I guess also the cost factor with anything else is like, yeah, we can totally do this for a couple $1,000.
Yep.
Just no one else can experience it. Oh, awesome. Any more to add about virtual reality that you can think of?
Shout out to some really cool games.
Yeah, definitely. What
if
are
you
the
have
games?
an HTC Vive or an Oculus Rift or PlayStation VR, Job Simulator is a really cool game to play.
I have seen that one.
Yep.
It looks hilarious. I think there's a clip of Conan O'Brien trying to play it, which he, of course, just goofs around as anyone, I guess. It's not really a game that you try to win. It's just how stupid you can make it. But yeah, he doesn't seem to be a fan, which kind of makes it even better.
Yeah. I love it. It's just this, it's when computers take over the world, and this is what we believe humans used to do. You're going to start out your workday with this delicious protein-filled donut, and then you're just going to tap on the computer until it works. And I love it. Also, Batman Arkham VR is coming to Oculus and HTC this month, I believe, as well, but it was on the PlayStation earlier. That is really cool, to be able to, you're holding these two controllers and you're putting on the cowl and you become Batman, and you're throwing batarangs left and right at targets and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Being Batman.
Right?
Yep.
Wow.
So that's awesome. And then there's one more called Robinson the Journey, which is, probably 4 or 5 hours long, but you're just exploring this alien planet. You crash land on this alien planet, and you're a kid exploring it and just, scanning in all this alien wildlife, but then there's dinosaurs everywhere. So you're in this, it's a super great looking game, too. It looks almost photorealistic, and you're up next to these giant dinosaurs that you're experiencing for the first time. It's this is what it must be like to be in the movie Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
It's there's a T-Rex.
Right. There's another thing with, again, that first movie that I still can't remember what the name is.
Alumet.
That's right. Where, you just feel like a giant because, these little, floating platforms and stuff that you're watching the little movie go through. You can stick your head into stuff and, see what's inside of things. And you just feel like you could poke them and do something. Oh my gosh! Wait until video games when you poke something, it will respond to you. Oh.
That sense of scale is the thing that I think that most when you first put it on, you're like, oh my gosh, everything is so big.
Right.
And it looks like it seemingly stretches on forever. It's
exactly. There could be an inside the body game.
Oh my gosh, Magic School Bus.
Right?
Yep.
Oh, shrink and grow. And Alice in Wonderland style.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. That'd be so awesome. Yeah. I also hear that there's I forget what it's called, but you're climbing. And you just scale mountains and stuff like that.
Yes, there's one of those on Oculus.
Yeah, that one seems really crazy, and you see video of people actually playing it, and then when they fall off the cliff, they all but no, he's oh yeah, I'm standing on the ground, it's okay.
I get it. There were two parts.
You just get into it.
There were two parts in Robinson the Journey that were terrifying to me, and one of them was a climbing part, and you're climbing through this wreckage of a giant spacecraft, and you're on the top of it, and you're trying to get down to the middle, and you're holding onto a ledge with these two controllers, so your arms are up, and you're holding onto this ledge, and they tell you, all right, drop down and catch this ledge, and it's literally I'm sitting there I have to let go, I'm going to throw up, and you let go, your heart rate just increases exponentially, and then finally you grab it, you're oh my god, that's the scariest thing I've ever done. That was terrifying, and then also stealthily trying to avoid velociraptors.
Oh.
And then when they see you and they come charging at you is one of the scariest things in the world.
Oh my gosh,